Uh, uh, uh,
just when you thought the show couldn't get any more exciting, entering the studio is Julia from Co-Ed Magazine.
Yeah.
A magazine no one has ever read.
Hey. People have read it. I use too much Purell.
Wow,
Hey,
wait,
what's going
hey,
on?
hello. Whoa, look at this.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
It's just got you got confidence in your walk and everything. I like it.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been a dating columnist for like 4 years, so it does get you...
A dating columnist, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, we have our own dating columnist. His name is Patrice.
Patrice O'Neill.
This could be a good time to run this by a professional.
Do these headphones go with my outfit, or...?
It's a little yeah, that's fine. That looks perfect. Don't worry about it. Now look,
So
now we
cool.
all
Right.
clam up and get intimidated.
I'm looking at a different set of
An
cans.
attractive girl
I'm
in
going to
the
warn
studio.
you right now, when it comes to a girl with, like, a brain, we stink.
Ooh, you guys are in trouble for today, then.
Yeah, we really do stink.
Well, I need names.
Any woman shows intelligence in this studio, we all just fall apart.
You're like under the table.
Bill.
Yeah. Bill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Bill.
That's Laszlo.
Laszlo, is that your first or last name?
One.
Nickname?
One
Like
name.
Cher.
It's
Hair.
like Madonna.
Laszlo.
Madonna.
You could
Laszlo.
be huge with that name. You're
Yeah.
like Laszlo. You could have a whole cult.
Laszlo. That's Opie again.
Hello.
Just one name.
And you must be...
And Anthony. One name.
You don't go by A?
No.
No, we have the big A.
No.
A.
And that's Than.
Hi, Than.
Hi.
And what do
Doesn't
you
he have the
Than?
worst name? You thought Opie was bad, but
yeah.
Than.
Than, no, it's sort of like Thor, but...
Oh, I'm all right.
Nathaniel.
Oh, very creative.
Where are you going?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Stinks.
Chicks dig it.
At least your
Awful.
parents didn't name you Peaches
Okay.
or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a star kid named Peaches.
Oh, yeah?
She's not
I'll
into it.
steal it from you in
It's
just a
her
minute here, okay?
I don't know why I follow this kind of stuff.
Peaches who, though?
Apple.
No,
Kid named
no,
Apple.
not, it's like, you know, she's
Oh,
actually
boy.
Britain as well, though.
Yeah.
So it's British.
Now, you're a dating expert.
I am.
Now, how did you get to be an expert? You must have gone out on a lot of dates.
I did. I have.
You did?
Yeah, it's
How old a
true.
gal are you? You're
Uh,
young enough to ask that without...
Now, what do you think? Can you get?
I'd go with, like,
31.
43.
Very clever. You know how to woo a woman. I understand that.
Awful. I would say
No, she's beautiful. I don't know.
25.
Younger than 25?
Yes.
But you've
been doing this a while,
You
so
know
we
why?
had to
You're
have the
holding
age.
yourself as a mature woman.
24. I know you were really
You're
off.
24.
You
Yeah.
freaked
How
out
far
because
off?
we said 25.
When's your
Listen,
birthday?
it's a huge February.
All right, so I'm a half a year off.
It's a very important half a year.
Yeah, it is.
But you've
24
been
to
doing this for
25.
5 years.
Well, I started doing it in college. You know, I was at Georgetown.
Oh, okay.
And I started writing the column after I took a year off and I worked on Capitol Hill. And you know, the ratio of unattractive men to attractive women in D.C. is ridiculous.
Really?
I mean, if you're even remotely good looking, you can get any man there. So
Yeah.
it was a...
Wait, who's the ugly one then? The guys?
Yeah, the guys were the ugly ones.
But
yeah.
they got the power, right? Cause
They
it's,
do. Power's an aphrodisiac. You know?
Because it's politics.
Now, what's
and
the
stuff.
difference between being a dating expert and just a slut with a pen? Like, because you would think you would have to be with a lot of people to be an expert in the whole dating thing.
I'm a big reader. I don't know. You know, I think actually the difference
Yeah.
is that dating experts have methodologies and sluts with pens just sort of go with it.
Right.
Probably with alcohol involved.
Yeah.
You know, I only involved alcohol when absolutely necessary.
Did you ever bang a senator?
Congressman, actually.
A congressman.
There's a big difference. Senators are really hard to bag, and they're quite.
Is that when you hit expert status?
Yeah. That was. I said. Check, you know. No, I dated a congressman for a while.
Really?
And, yeah, that was sort of.
How old was he?
I was 32. He was young. And he was single. Can you believe it?
No.
Any congressional sex, like in his actual office, or?
No, never in his office. No. I'm not gonna tell you where though. They're like,
wow.
oh my
private
God.
subway
Lincoln
to the
Monument.
Capitol.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a cliche, but I'm sure that there are some people out there who get off on that.
Yeah.
I know there are people who love doing their office, but I've never done that. But you
So-
guys would love that
How
public
about the
sex,
waiting
right?
room
That's your
outside
thing.
the office? Like,
I've been outside his office before. I used to work in a congressional office. Now these are not the
Yeah.
same people, of course.
Now you write about all this. For the magazine.
yeah,
You write
yeah,
about your
yeah.
dating experiences.
Yeah, I started out.
How graphic does it get?
Well, at my Catholic university, Georgetown, not very. It
Yeah.
took me a lot of time to convince them that they should use the word sex. I said, listen, it's not, we're not describing the act. They said, well, you're not married. You shouldn't be having sex. And I said, yeah, you should tell that to the rest of the students here because they didn't get the memo.
Should be having whoopee.
Yeah. Well, actually, they asked me to say making out,
I've had the hiccups
making
the last
love.
2
Heavy
hours.
petting.
I love heavy petting.
I was like,
Get rid of my-
these frat guys are not making
Dora,
love.
come
Let
here.
me tell you,
So that was in college.
I was in college, and then I
So
started
you-
writing for Coed, which is coedmagazine.com. You can check it out.
Yeah. Now this has nothing to do with Catholic religion, so you can be a little more graphic.
Yeah, my picture's in Coed. Did you
Where is it? No, I mean on the website, so our fans could, check you out and.
I don't know, and if it's not,
whip out a
someone over at
batch.
Coed should. Here's my.
I just thumbed past Jeffrey Ross's picture. What the hell happened there?
Oh, there you are.
Catholic schoolgirl outfit.
There you are.
Come on.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
How about that?
Oh wait, we don't have to look at a picture of you. You're in studio.
I am. See more
Right
cleavage
there.
right here.
Come on.
So now you start writing for Coed.
I
and
started
then-
writing for Coed after I graduated from Georgetown, and Coed is a new collegiate magazine that is at every college. It covers everything college, the best stuff, frat parties. It profiles 4 schools in every issue, hot women, but it is technology, fashion, etc. It's written by a lot of college students.
Now, can you get graphic in there? I
I
just
get
want
a
to know
little more
how.
graphic.
I just want to know how far it goes. Is it more about dating, or do you kind of get in depth on your sexual experience with the person you're with?
Well, my last column was about cheating. Any of you guys ever cheated? Want to talk about it?
Never.
no.
Oh no!
Why would you do that?
I'm sitting at a table with a bunch of angels. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't believe any of you.
Except for him.
Everyone's cheated, please. Yeah.
How about the walk of
Laszlo's cheated.
the
I
walk
know
of
it.
shame? You ever write an article about the walk
I
of
have.
shame?
Yes,
I love the walk of shame.
Now, did you know that prior to this? That's my next column. About
Is
the
it?
walk of
Oh,
shame.
really? The walk
Really?
of shame is
I'm an
classic.
expert. I'm an expert on the walk of shame.
You're like missing a shoe.
I do it like every morning. Let me tell you.
Really?
Yeah, almost every morning.
You do the walk of shame yourself?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You should explain what the walk of shame is.
Oh, the walk of shame. Let's see.
If you get up early on a Sunday to go get bagels, you see a lot of people walking
Oh
home.
my God! I was up.
You get to see the best sights. Just going
Exactly.
to get the paper and some bagels. The walk of shame is happening
Hair's
all
all
around
fucked
you.
up. Yeah.
No,
Holding-
I was up at
holding up
7:30.
one high heel shoe. You
Oh, I
wonder
know.
where
Come
the
on,
other
Thor.
one is.
No, no one dresses in a miniskirt on a Sunday morning unless they're coming from
That's
a little
right.
bit of a good time. It usually,
Got
okay, in
jizz
college,
in their hair.
Big load in their head.
Right, I'm not even
all over
kidding,
their
man.
shirt.
This is the worst. You want to see some horror shows? Get up early.
Torn
Sunday.
blouse, look of confusion.
Right. Yeah.
Bring a digital camera, and then
It's classic.
Yeah.
That happens with you a lot.
Not. Well, it happened. Well, let me explain. I have currently a boyfriend right now, and so his house is obviously separate from mine.
Yeah.
And I usually sleep over at his. So every morning, walk of shame.
Why is that the walk of shame, though?
Well, anytime
The
you
walk
hook
of
up with
shame is like when you're just doing the one night stand and then have to walk home to your
no,
back
not
to your
necessarily.
frat house.
Yeah. College, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
I mean, and it's something where you're wearing, your hoochie outfit from the night before. You're hung over as all hell, and you look like crap. Usually they're priests up at the hour and they're like crossing themselves, like, dear God, and you've condoms stuck to your, skirt or something.
I was on vacation in North Carolina, and we were driving home on the highway, and I saw a girl doing the walk of shame on a major highway.
That's
That's a good one.
And you're
sure
wondering-
she wasn't a rape victim? Maybe you should have stopped, Opie. Look at that whore. You know, she needs medical attention.
Staggering out of a rest area.
hey.
Slut. It's just very obvious.
Well, you guys have you guys done the walk of shame? I mean, guys do it too. Not
No,
often.
no.
No, you take them
No.
back to your place and you kick them out the next morning.
It's the proud
That's the
walk
way
of
to
the
do it.
cock.
Right.
That's what you do. Yeah.
When do you kick them out? 7 a.m., 8? You let them stay till 10, maybe?
It depends on how
4 a.m.
disgusted I am with them at the time.
Jesus
Usually
Christ.
about 2 minutes afterward, I'm ready
Me?
Depends on how big your beer goggles were the night before, right?
One of them stayed for 9 years. As far as I'm concerned. Fuck.
to... She's getting half the
Gotcha.
Took
paycheck.
everything when she finally did leave.
She got a U-Haul truck. When she
U-Haul truck and a Swiss bank account.
Listen, you're a sex columnist. I have a question I'm wondering about.
Ask me.
What is it about not showering for 5 or 6 days and being covered in feces that makes you want to rape somebody?
Who are you referring to?
I'm talking about the Superdome because I don't know what it was about. I mean, what is sexual and turns you on about a bunch of
Well,
people piled into some kind of